All right. What up? And a big what up, everybody, because we are back after more than an expected hiatus. We are back. The My 110 podcast is back. Now, we are a little short tonight. Very short, actually. It's probably the shortest we've been since we got the guys to start joining the show on a regular basis. But that's all right, bro. Because whoever's on is all good, bro. We're going to make the show happen anyway. And actually, it made me think, and Brandon, as you guys are aware of him now, as you've been watching the show, Brandon, you can get him at Brandon's View _ on Twitter and Instagram. Have you changed that already, by any chance?
Yeah, both of them are changed.
Okay, so there you go. Brandon's View _ I don't know what the meaning of the underscore is, but yeah, he has a tail, apparently.
Yeah. It's just because Brandon's View by itself is taken.
Oh, so you had to add the thing. Yeah, I hate when they fucking do that. Google does that shit to me all the time. Makes me have to add a symbol.
Yeah.
To do it. I hate that shit. I hate when password things tell me that my password doesn't work for them. Like, it works for me. Fuck you to tell me that my password isn't good enough for you, bro. Who are you to tell me my password isn't good enough? But anyway, that's just, I've already talked about that once, so I'm not gonna do that again.
Added protection, bro.
Yeah, no, I get it. But I mean, at the end of the day, if they want your shit, they're gonna take your shit. Okay. You know, we're not fucking NSA and shit, or NASA or CSI, or not CSI, the CIA, and all, even they get hacked. So who are we, bro? Fuck that. So yeah, whatever, no big deal.
Anyways, Victor, cheers,
sir.
Welcome back.
A little shout out to the High Life and the Goose is Loose. I think I don't know if this is the first time on the show, but Goose Island, welcome. Welcome to a hopefully a future sponsor of the My 110 podcast.
Is that an IPA? Yes.
That is an IPA, sir.
Love that beer.
Yep. Now, I am glad we started the show, upbeat and joyful about being back and all that. But the truth is, what's going on around the country right now is not joyful and upbeat. And not to bring the show to start on a downer, but it's something that's going on around the country, and it's something I think that needs to be at least addressed a little bit. And I'm not going to get into this whole thing back and forth, the black and the white, and the cops and this and their citizens, and who's right, who's wrong, and Trump and all that bullshit. Because we can do an entire show about that. I would like to touch on some of the positives that I've seen. Some of the people defending cops, some of the people defending these stores so they don't get looted. Because look, I said I'm not going to get into it, and I'm just going to say this, and I know you, so don't take the bait. Don't take the bait. But the looters they're not out there for any real peace or protest. They're there to do exactly what they're doing. So
absolutely.
I applaud the people who look like looters trying to protect the stores, because they all look like looters. They all do. They all got masks on. They all look like they're out there just like, it looks like the Purge, bro. That's what it looks like. Mm-hmm. But I give props to the people who are trying to defend the stores. And there's one photo that's pretty amazing to me, which is that's a big fucking cop too. He's a big boy. And a bunch of black dudes, because they are, got in front of them. Don't let nobody. That's the kind of shit that needs to be displayed. But obviously the media's not going to do that, because the media, they want Trump and everybody. Again, I'm not going to do it. So one thing funny was, I saw a lady at Target running out with 3 lamps. A white lady, big fat white. She's like walking around with 3 lamps. So like I said, I don't want you to take the bait. If there's anything you want to add, positive wise, I'd be more than happy to give you the floor. If not, we can move on.
I mean, yeah, I just don't, not to get into it, but just the looting part is just, I don't get it, man.
It's ridiculous.
I'll say one thing. It's not that I'm against it, but like kind of loot things that are, that's targeting the people you're fighting against. Setting fire to local businesses and stuff like that. Your own
stuff.
Yeah.
The stuff in your own neighborhood. Like, I was actually talking to my girl today, and I was making a joke about it, in a sense. Like, I was like, where would different... Because apparently, obviously, they're destroying their stuff in their neighborhoods, the liquor stores, all the clothing stores, all that stuff. Mm-hmm. So I started thinking about different races and what different races might go for. So I started to think about white people. They're going to Bass Pro Shops. That's where they're going. They're going to destroy Bass Pro Shops. And then I think if you look at the Hispanics, Cubans, Mexicans, so on forth, they're going to go to Home Depot. They'll go to like Harbor Freight, Lowe's. Those are the places we're going to attack. Because next week, Juan Nido is going to walk out of there with a blower, a weed eater, and a lawnmower, and then next week it's Pepe's Landscaping is born. See, we're gonna take shit that's gonna make us money, not the shit that's not gonna make us any money.
Exactly. Look, the biggest thing, the biggest one that I've look at your phone, by the way. The biggest thing that I've seen was a flight club had gotten looted, bro. And they like the flight club is one of the biggest consignment stores for Jordans, Nikes, Adidas, anything. And so God knows how much stuff they got away with.
Oh my God, bro! No, it's ridiculous. I mean, look, I wouldn't be even. I was saying fucking wrong. One of my coworkers, I was like, bro, if I was 20 years younger, I might have been out there getting. No, dude, I still wouldn't have done it. It's not worth the risk of your safety, for that matter. I mean, I don't know. I just think it's dumb.
Even being out there in the environment, bro, you're just at risk. I'm not saying I don't agree with what they're doing. I'm just saying there's certain things like the stores and all that. Like, bro, when they went to go and torch like the cop cars and like, see, I don't agree with that, but that's something that you're, in a sense, like you're attacking the person that you're fighting against. You know what I'm saying? So you're directly hitting them. In a sense,
at the end of the day, none of what they're doing, none of that part, none of the looting, the rioting, the breaking the store, none of that's gonna make an impact at all.
No, it's not.
It's just gonna keep bringing the same fucking stigma to you guys every time there's a problem. Yes, did something tragic happen? Yeah. Was the cops wrong? Yeah, that's a given. But that's not what we're gonna do here. We're not gonna.
And honestly, look, and then, just so we can kind of like swim around it, but. Bro, when you charge a guy with a third degree, that's kind of a slap in the face as well. That's kind of what ignited the protests and the looting and all that, bro.
Well, I mean, some people are. I'm hearing they're happy that they even got any kind of charge on them. Yeah. So I mean, I know. I agree. I agree with what you're saying though. Like,
just tough, man.
At a certain point, it's happened too many times already. At a certain point, something different has to happen. Something different.
Yeah, I think they escalated to a second degree where he'll get like a 12-year sentence if he got fully convicted. But still, that's not enough, man, in my opinion. Bro, exactly.
That guy's not gonna see, gen populate, none of that. He's gonna be isolated his entire thing because they're not gonna throw a cop in general population. That's for damn sure.
No, for sure.
So fucking.
But it's tough, man.
But it is, and my heart, honestly, and it's funny because the dude looks just like Steven Jackson. And I just found out today he's actually friends with Steven Jackson.
He is.
Excuse me, which is funny because it might be too soon, but I tweeted the other day. I go, has anybody checked on Steven Jackson? I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry. But at the time I didn't know he was friends with Steven Jackson. I just said he looks just like Steven Jackson.
Yeah. I get no. Trust me, a lot of people didn't.
Like,
Steven Jackson came out and said, yeah.
So I'm like, somebody check on Steven Jackson, bro. Because I think that you might be confusing the situation here. But again, it's fucked up. But that's that's stuff that just continues to happen. This one is different. This one is really like I don't remember this since the last time we had this was what I think the Rodney King shit.
Rodney King. I wasn't alive for that.
It's magnitude. I'm saying because
my grandpa said my grandpa said the Rodney King one was worse and like the looting.
Oh yeah, no, that was they burned down an entire city.
Because I asked him about that, and he said, "No, nothing. This doesn't even come close to the Rodney King protests and the streets and all that." They say he told me this is like pre stuff. This is the Rodney King was.
They're not doing here is they're not beating people on the street. They're not just whooping people's asses on the street. Mm-hmm. The Rodney King time, if I remember correctly, I was young, but I remember they were just beating every white person they ran into on the street. They took that guy out of a truck. Yeah. He got the most publicity, Reginald Denning. I remember because they made a joke about him on In Living Color back in the day. Reginald Denning they pulled him out of his fucking 18-wheeler and they beat the living shit out of him, bro. And that's the difference. That's not what's happening here. People are getting beat, some people, but it's not like it was then.
I'll have more respect for you if you did that instead of looting somebody's store that has nothing to do with it.
Well, even then, that's kind of hard to even. But I get what you're saying. Like, if you had to pick up the two evils, I'd rather do that than. There was a video, quick, just to get through this. There was a video of an African American in the neighborhood screaming at the people, telling him, "Why are you gonna burn down my store that I worked hard for, dude? Like, what the fuck is wrong with you people?" So, we can be here all day talking about this, and I hope that the cops and the protesters who are there to actual protest and actually have a voice stay safe because this shit is insane. And they better not start coming to Hialeah because we got machetes, pots and pans, and chancletas, nigga. So we don't give a fuck.
That's what I'm saying.
So
as long as it doesn't trickle into residential.
well, I kind of saw some memes about that, but
because if that's a different story, now you're putting me at risk. If now you come into my home and now you're putting me in a spot that's something and make me do something that I don't want to do. Because at the end of the day, bro,
fucking gate if I can, bro.
At the end of the day, bro, life is about me against you, bro, and it ain't gonna be me.
No. If it comes down to something like that, yeah, I'm gonna electrify my fence. So if they get close enough,
you should.
Oh yeah, all right. So let's go. Let's move on from this. I'm glad we get to at least talk a little bit about it because it's something that's really important is going on in the world, and we're not just about sports and fun and all that. We gotta eventually touch on some stuff that's really going on. And I'm sorry, I know you guys see me constantly looking up. It's because I'm looking at a classic,
sir.
And this is what's gonna touch on our topic of the evening. Since it's just me and Brandon, I'm actually considering something he suggested, doing a one-on-one with some of the other guys as well regarding the topic of this evening. And they're playing the Marlins Yankees 2003, correct? Game 6, which the Marlins won. Spoiler alert, the Marlins won that game. That game was awesome. And the topic of tonight was we had discussed for you guys to get to know the guys a little bit who are going to be coming on the show. And so actually Justin came up with this idea. I give him credit for. Unfortunately he's not. None of the other two might be on, so we'll get to them eventually with this. But it's the most memorable game you've ever been to. Any sport, any game. It can be anything from fucking Little League to a World Series or a Super Bowl, whatever. So that's what we wanted to touch on. And it's funny because they're playing the Marlins Yankees game, and my actual game was the 97 World Series with the Marlins and the Indians, not this specific series, but tidbit, Marlins 2-0 in World Series play. I don't know if anybody knows that.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm actually going to go first since I'm kind of feeling along with it. Yeah, so I already said it. Game 7, 97. I went with my father. It was the first baseball game I ever went to with my dad. And it's funny because it was Game 7 of a World Series. I never thought I'd get to go to a World Series. I mean, we didn't have baseball here for a long time. I mean, I was a Yankee fan for a long time. And I wish I could. I have it somewhere. I have a great picture of me and my dad in front of a huge lineup card that they had on the wall as you walked up one of the ramps. And yeah, it was awesome. It was awesome. Two things I remember the most about the game, as far as interaction for me personally, was during warm-ups and whatnot. Livan Hernandez was in right field. They were throwing around whatever, and there was a bunch of people there, and I yelled at him to throw me a ball, and he did. He actually threw it at me. And I slipped on the seat. I went to jump up to grab it, and the seat flipped. You know how the seats go up and down? When you sit up, they lift on you. So it lifted on me, and I lost my footing, and the ball hit my hand, but it fell, and some idiot little kid picked it up, and I was like, yeah, I'm not going to take it from the kid. So I lost out on that ball. And then the other memorable moment was, I forgot what inning it was. Bonilla hit the home run. I think it was to take the lead or tie the game. No, tie the game, actually.
It was to tie the game, yeah.
Tie the game, correct. So we went into extra innings tied. Well, there's actually 3 memorable moments. And I go to get ice cream. As I'm walking back, I hear the fucking crowd go nuts, and I run back, and I just happened to see the ball hit the stands, and it probably like 5 rows ahead of me. So I missed that, but it was still obviously a memorable moment. And then the hit, the man who started the game with a hit, ended the game with a hit, and that was fucking. Bro, I've been to a million Dolphin games, and I've heard that place pretty loud, but I never heard that place as loud as I heard it that night, dude.
Never.
I couldn't hear anything around me. Like, me and my dad were trying to talk, and I couldn't hear him for shit, dude. It was I have pictures. of as the crowd started to take over the field and shit, like, because we didn't have cameras on my phone at the time. All that shit. But, yeah, I'll never forget how loud that stadium was with that. That was something I will never forget, ever. Just experiencing a World Series game. World Series Game 7 on top of that, and a World Series Game 7 victory on top of all the other 2 fucking crazy anomalies or whatever you want to call it that took place. I mean, let me ask you a question before we get to you, since I'm talking about that year. What is your short take on the Moises Alou and not Moises Alou? Wait, was that no, that was 03.
03.
Oh, okay. Well, we can still talk about that because I always
Mm-hmm.
like the tape, but I don't know for some reason I don't know why I confused the two. You have Alex Gonzalez for both? No.
No.
Oh, no,
Moises Alou was on 97 team.
97.
With the Marlins.
That's why I'm confused because he was on the Cubs in 03.
Yeah.
Right? Yes.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
They had an Alex Gonzalez at shortstop.
Yeah.
That's correct. Yeah. Yeah. So, well, whatever. Then we'll get into that after because I thought it was this game and it'd be more. I mean, I thought it was my year. So would have been more of a thing to talk about. So go ahead, sir. The floor is yours. What is your most memorable game ever?
Mine is also a World Series game, 03, Game 4, when Gonzalez hit the walk-off in the 12th inning. And I remember that game.
Now I remember it. Now that you're telling me, I wasn't sure what you were talking about.
They actually replayed that game about 4 days ago.
Massage therapy over there? Massaging somebody? I don't think they're slapping somebody in the back. The stare. The death stare.
Sorry, bro. The warden had to lay down the law real quick.
Hey, we're not big time yet, so we can't afford offices and shit to do our show. We gotta do what we can, bro.
Yeah, so it's Game 4. The Clemens game, obviously Clemens threw that game, memorable game. It was supposedly his last game. Obviously it was. He went to Houston after. The Gonzalez walk-off, I remember that game. First inning, we just unloaded on him 3 runs in the first. And I don't even think we scored a run until that Gonzalez walk-off. I think...
you have a better memory than me, bro.
I think Pavano threw pretty good, had a pretty good game. Actually, he had a very good game. It was Pavano, and then who pitched the game after that? I think Pavano came in. I think Pavano started. I think Dontrell came in. I don't know if he came in 5, and then Looper came in.
D-Train, baby.
And then Looper came in, I think, to get out of a bases loaded jam. Went to the 10th. And then, bro, I was actually an inning away from my grandpa saying, we had to go home. I think it was a school night or whatever. And I was like, all right, we'll go after the 12th or the 13th inning. And I remember first at bat of the 12th, Gonzalez just hit the walk-off in the short porch on the left field. So, but remember, I was 11 years old, bro. I mean, I don't remember details of what happened at that game and all that.
I actually remember more about that game than I do a lot of things for some reason. I have a bad memory.
But yeah, same thing as you. That state, look, I think we still have the record.
Excuse me.
We still have the record for most fans at a World Series game. We still hold that record.
Yeah, we talked about it the other day. You look it up after that?
Yeah, we are. We
Okay.
do still have the record.
I mean, I feel like it's also a disadvantage to other baseball stadiums that happened to us because we played in a football stadium. But hey, the fact that we still packed the football stadium for a fucking World Series game is still pretty fucking impressive.
I remember, bro, during the regular season, I think half the center field was tarped off.
Oh yeah, no, I remember there was many seasons they were tarped off.
So just like you, man, that game, I've been to a million Dolphin games. We follow the Dolphins more than any team because it's just it's football, South Florida. But bro, I've never heard a stadium that loud in my entire life, and I don't think I ever will. Is the thing. I don't care if the Dolphins are a playoff team every year. And I don't think that stadium's gonna be as loud as that I've heard it at that baseball game ever in my life.
No, that was what the fuck happened to her? Hey, you all right? Hey, my dog just had a seizure, I think. Weird.
Real?
No, she just this thing with her leg like she's running in her dream or something. It's just hilarious, though, because it catches me off guard. I'm like, what the hell? Bro, I look back at this game and the players in this game, both teams, and I don't know, man. It's bro, it makes me feel old. Look, I'm looking at who is now the current, not majority owner, obviously, stake owner. I don't know what you want to call him. President? He's the president? Jeter?
Jeter's the owner.
Well, he's 25% owner.
He's the acting owner. He's the main owner.
Well, doesn't he have another title like president or something?
Yeah, but I think who's the other guy? Because I think it's Sherman.
Yeah, something like that. He's like the main. He only put in like 25. I think he put in like 25 mil or something like that. Is what and they signed it to a 5 year, $5 million deal a year. So he makes his money right back. It's hilarious. Yeah. He has a stake in the team, and he makes his money back.
Yeah, and I think Jeter. Yeah, but he's the acting owner, and I think he's also head of baseball operations. That's why
I'm saying his title is what I'm trying to remember.
Mm-hmm.
But it's funny to see him. This is like a 6 degrees of separation for me because my favorite player ever was Don Mattingly. Okay. Ryan Sandberg, then Derek Jeter.
Mm-hmm.
Now I'm watching my now owner playing on the team that obviously my favorite player played for, but then now he's the owner of the team where my favorite player was the manager, which is pretty dope for me. I'm just saying, 6 degrees, baby. 6 degrees. Jeffrey Lurie. This was a great series, bro. It was a great fucking Freddie. Was that Freddie Gonzalez? No, oh my God, what was that guy's name, bro? The pitching coach at the time was McKeon. It wasn't. He looked like Freddie Gonzalez, but I can't remember his name now.
Wayne Rosenthal.
There you go. No, not the old man. He was with Jim Leland.
No, Wayne Rosenthal is the pitching coach here, the one that's talking to Beckett and Pudge right now.
Want the little goatee? I thought that was. What was the other guy's name that was with Leland? He had a similar name, bro. Older dude. He was always next to him. What was his name, bro? Or maybe he was with McKeon too.
I don't know.
Whatever. So many of these old men. I don't care. We won. But that was
they had a great staff. I mean, they had a great staff. The Marlins did in 03. They had McKeon, they had Wayne Rosenthal, they had Ozzie Guillen. Ozzie Guillen, I think, was.
I'm listening to you. My bad. I just saw Urbina, and I'm thinking about where he's at right now.
Ozzie Guillen was the third base coach. Bro, they had a team, bro. They had a squad.
They had a fucking team, bro. They had a squad. I'm looking at it. They showed the bullpen, and it was the D Train and Urbina. Oh my God, Urbina, who is serving life in Mexico or something for.
Is he really? He's
in prison.
Somebody told me about
country.
And I think it was my grandpa, and I was like, no, there's no way.
Dude, he's in some prison in some other country. I think it's like Santo. He's in a Dominican prison or something. But the other guy, Loaiza from the Yankees, he got arrested. He's in prison too or he got out or something for drug trafficking too.
Bro, do you remember like the other day? About a year or so ago, they tried to get Luis Castillo and Octavio Dotel for drug trafficking in DR with Tejada, I think, or something like that.
I remember his name.
They got the wrong guy, but it was they were looking at Dotel and Castillo.
Fucking Michael, bro, I love this team, bro. Castillo, Lowell, Gonzalez, Miggy.
Bro, you see how young and skinny Miggy is, man?
You're breaking up what?
You see how young and skinny
Miggy is? Oh, my God, bro, he's a baby, bro. That happens to me when I watch... You're not a fan of Jersey Shore. Look, when I watch the old Jersey Shore and I watch the new one, it's like, wow.
That's a memorable moment that you actually reminded me of from Game 4. When Clemens was Game 4. Clemens was throwing high and inside to Cabrera, his first at bat in Game 4. And he hit an opposite field home run to start the game up, to start the scoring.
I think I remember that actually because it was opposite field. I remember it was like a bloop, and I was like, bro, this kid has fucking because I remember people talking about it for years, like the Rocket and this kid just coming out here and little snot nose punk, and opposite field on top of that.
A straight bomb.
Dude, man, that was a fun team, bro. That was a really fun team. It's a shame too because I think that they could have not this team, but the '97 team. Could have won. Could have won again.
See, I think this team had more potential just because I think they were younger.
Both of them. I think both of them had potential to keep going and win again.
This team was just younger. They could. Bro, Pierre, he was probably one of my favorite players on that team.
Yeah, because I played second base all my career, so I
was good too.
Kind of second baseman. Bro, I wish I had my hat because I have my 90. I think I have the '97 and the '03 World Series.
I have the 03
hat, but I have it in my storage. So I
the 03. My original 03 hat is like it's dusted up, it's messed up. I actually got to go fix it, get it formed again and put it away. But I'm looking for a re-release of the 03 hat to cap for myself and shit. So with the patch.
I think I have both. I think I have a Yankee one too.
Yeah.
Tonight I'm wearing my usual Yak Crew hat, but I'm not an ambassador, so. But I try, I got to keep representing my boy. All right, that was a rim shot, by the way, because I don't have any of my fucking sounds. I hate that. I need to buy a board. I miss my little sounds, bro, and I think the fans do too. I think the My One Centers miss the sounds, man. Though I don't know how it works on YouTube. Apparently I can do it, but people, let me tell you something, people. If you don't know, okay, and then you see a lot of people on YouTube, you see a lot of people doing stuff. Let me tell you, if you don't know, it ain't the easiest fucking thing. Like, you got to put in some work to do these things, bro. You want to edit your video. You want your things to look good. You want to do, and it's not just, hey, tap, boom, done. No, motherfucker, you got to put some work. So you got to give credit to a lot of these motherfuckers out there that are putting content out constantly. and you know, stuff that you're like, oh, shit, that's pretty dope. Because, bro, this shit ain't no joke. You got to put some fucking work in. I when I get home from 9 to 5, I got to jump on this shit and fucking edit video and look up sound and do this. Bro, let me tell you. And I ain't even getting paid for this shit. Not yet.
Yeah. Not yet.
But, you know, we'll see what happens. But I love to do it. I love to do it because I like bringing shit to people. I like people listening to us talk shit. And, you know, I'm finally, you know how long people, look, we want to do a get to know. You're going to get to know this nigga right here. I've been trying to get this motherfucker on here for years, bro. And Alex, too. He ain't here to defend himself, so I'll make sure I get on him about it. I've been trying to actually, funny story. Me and Alex had a podcast years ago. We never actually posted any episodes. We named it. We got on a website and did test runs and shit. Now, I'll give them credit for the website. You can call people right there. You can get anybody on. It wasn't the mission that I got to go through with this shit, with Skype and all that bullshit. That one actually, but Blog Talk, it's like, I think it's like lesser now than it was ever before. So I didn't go with it. But, yeah, motherfucker, you got to put some work in, man. And it's fun. I enjoy doing it. Mm-hmm. And I enjoy having you guys on and come on and talk shit. And even though I got to, apparently, look, hey, good night, because me and you ain't going at each other yet. And I think people like that shit, but we'll have to set up a match.
Yeah, we gotta set up
no tank and talk, please.
No, you gotta involve everything. You gotta involve everything, just a back and forth.
No, I mean, not tonight. No tank.
No. I'm just back and forth.
I know, I'm fucking with you. But yeah, dude, I just wanted to say, because, bro, it's not easy. It's not easy. Then you want everything to be perfect. It ain't always gonna be perfect.
Yeah.
So you just gotta keep being.
Go ahead, my bad. I think we're done.
Oh no, I was just saying, you got to keep being consistent. That's all. That's the key for all this shit. Is be consistent.
So go into the fact. So it's funny, you know, that your most memorable game is a World Series, the 97 World Series, and mine is the 03 World Series, and they're both baseball games.
Correct.
And we're in South Florida, so it kind of leads me to the conversation of, I've always said it, and I still think it's true. If all three major sports teams in South Florida were competing at the same level, you know, perennial playoff teams, all that, I do believe the Marlins have an argument to be the most popular team in South Florida.
Okay, we talked about this in person. I don't completely disagree.
YouTubers, feel free to leave a comment, see what your opinion is on that. But my opinion, I'll always say it's the Dolphins just because, you know, the Dolphins, to me, 16 games, you know, you're in it from day one because every game counts. But I know baseball's 162 games. You know, you have time to kind of get into the field of the season. But I do believe when it gets down to it and the Marlins are competing down the stretch, I think they might be the most popular team in South Florida as far as fan interaction and following as well. So, like I said, feel free to comment in the section. Let me know what you guys think. But that's how
I was actually going to put a poll up the other day with that and the most memorable game to see what people responded on Instagram. Yeah, people, listen. You heard what he said. If you have a comment, let us know. Hit us up on the YouTube comment section. You can hit us up on the My One Cent Podcast Instagram and Twitter page, and My One Cent Podcast at Gmail. You can ask us questions. You can send us topics you guys want to hear about. You just want to tell us to go fuck ourselves. That's fine too, bro. We take it all. Well, he might take it all. I don't take it all. I don't take it at all. No, but no, I don't disagree with you. I don't disagree with you because it's been missing for a while now.
Yeah.
And like we just spoke about, the excitement at that stadium for those games was incredible. I mean, just go back to the was it the first round against the 49ers? Look at me.
Giants.
The Giants, where Pudge held the ball up and all that bullshit.
Yeah.
Dude, that place was insane. I was actually at that game too. My bad. Sorry, I was at that game too. Actually, I went to that game. Mm-hmm. And if we're not doing top 10 or top 5 or nothing, but my next game would have been, if I had to pick something else after that, would have been Marino Bledsoe, I think. No, Marino, Manning. They had a shootout here. I forgot what year it was. It was like 4 or 5 touchdowns back and forth. I'll never forget that. Well, I pretty much mostly forgot the game, but I remember being at that game and it was incredible. But we're not getting into that. So, yeah, it's been a while since we've had baseball mean something here. So and the fact that we are World Series champs 2 times and we haven't lost the World Series yet, like there's history here. We're not starting over. We've just been gone for a while.
And it's just and it's South Florida, and it's this baseball naturally flows in here, bro. It's
panic. We're panic everywhere. I mean, yeah.
I don't know if this game in particular would be in my top 5 best games I've ever been to, because we lost. So I'm not gonna pick a game that USA lost, because it was a World Baseball Classic game. I was in 2017. It was Dominican Republic versus USA, and I took Allie with me, and she saw all those people. She was like, how come nobody comes to the Marlins game? And I would tell her, all of these people here, including the entire section standing in front of the Budweiser, you couldn't see the Budweiser bar in the outfield. That's how packed it was. You couldn't see it. You couldn't even walk. You've been to the new Marlins Park, right?
Mm-hmm, of course.
Okay. You know the walkway and the glass in the outfield? You couldn't walk through there because everybody was standing. They opened that up an hour and a half before the game started to sell more tickets in will call. All of those people are Marlins fans that are DR fans or USA fans. There was only a little section up in the 300s that was dedicated to people who came down from DR and their countries to watch the team play. All of those people are Marlins fans. They all love the Marlins, or at least they think they love the Marlins or whatever it is. But that's just what baseball can bring here. And there's a reason why they're bringing this year's World Baseball Classic. All 3 rounds are in Miami.
Yeah, they were successful when they had that here, bro. Of course. And all those people, like you said, all those people are Marlins fans. They just don't want to go see a shitty product because they're baseball fans. They want to see a fucking good team, and we can give them that. Let me tell you, a lot of people talk shit about Jeter, and I think that he might, I think he could turn this shit around. I'm not going deep into farm systems, and I don't even know half the team right now, but I know Jeter's a winner. I know that much. And, he came in here and the situation wasn't that great. So
I'll put it like
I can't get any worse with
it. Look, when Jeter came in, I might have been in the minority. I just understand the game because I do follow big leagues, the minor leagues, the trades and all that. But when Jeter first took over the team, I wish he would have got rid of Stanton the second that he became the owner. And the first thing I said was, don't look for the best trade. Look for the team that's going to take on the most money from his contract.
I mean, yeah, that would make that.
But to the Yankees. After that, Yelich didn't want to be here. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. Yelich didn't want to be here. He asked for the trade. Now, I'm in the minority.
He had a friendly contract.
I'm in the minority here again. When Yelich asked for the trade, he just had the good year before that year. So I was kind of like, dude, who are you? You're 24 years old, and you just had one good season, and you're out here asking for trades. Who are you? Obviously, he shoved me up. He won the MVP. Okay, so that's different. But
we still could have kept him.
Yeah, but he didn't want to be here.
No, I get it. It's like Patrick and shit. I get it.
The only one that we traded that wanted to stay was Ozuna. Realmuto didn't want to be here. And but now he's with Atlanta. But Realmuto is the one that I wanted to get rid of because I knew that he would get the best deal because he's the best catcher right now in baseball, in my opinion, because he could do hit for power, hit for contact. He's fast. He's great arm. And
of course, we get rid of him.
We got rid of him, but we got Alfaro, who's he's the second best pop-time catcher, which is good. He's a power hitter. He's a power hitter. The number one person that we got from Realmuto that I couldn't believe the Phillies gave up was Sixto Sanchez. He's the number one pitching prospect in baseball.
Yeah, see, I gotta catch back up to all the shit. I've let myself go a bunch of times.
So, like I said, man, everybody look, and I'll leave you. I know we don't want to get too much into this, but I'll leave you with this, right? Everybody kept saying, see, the people that I cannot stand are the people that are saying, "Oh, well, we could. Why don't you just go get 3 pitchers and just tag them with the lineup?" It's not that simple. You know, it's not. You can't just go out and get a Josh Beckett from 03 and, oh, yeah, come to my team. You can't do that. It doesn't happen a lot. You know what I mean? And I'll leave it with this. Miami at one point, the Marlins at one point, they had Stanton, D. Gordon, Christian Yelich, Marcelo Ozuna, Real Muto, okay? And I don't know if Hanley played a year with them. I don't think he did, but I think he played 1 year. And they couldn't win a game over 78 games.
Yeah, I remember that young team. I was like, come on, they're a young team. They're a young team with guys who can, we can just, like for a like I saw visions of another young team coming up and doing making some noise. Yeah,
and 2012, bro. Honestly, and I thought that 2012 team had potential because I wish Loria would have gave them 1 more year. Mind you, we lost 100 games, and I couldn't believe that we lost 100 games because that was the year that we had Hanley, we had Gabby Sanchez, we had Stanton. I think we had Yelich. I don't know if he was there yet. But then our pitching was Josh Johnson. We had Carlos Zambrano, Mark Burley, and there was one other one. But they were pretty good on paper. And they lost.
Hold on, bro. I think I know who it is. Actually, I remember that team, actually. I like Zambrano. Look, he was a hothead.
They lost 100 games. You know what I'm saying? And I wish they would have kept it for 1 more year because I think that team was just trying to gel. It was a lot of, I guess, star power.
I mean, it's hard to keep a team that lost 100 games together, for the next season. So I mean,
but come on, bro.
I get what you're saying, but I mean, it's from our perspective. Yeah, let's keep it. But when remember, like you say, business. Yeah. Well, look, you've seen how embarrassed. Look, I'm embarrassed sometimes as a Marlins fan to see the stadium how empty it is, and I don't help it by not going. I know that. And I'm not one of those people that, don't support the team, so they make changes. I don't believe in that shit. I don't believe in that because, I mean, I'm like a small, if I don't pay my tickets, somebody else will get them, dude. So
that's not how you make changes, though, by not going to the game.
I don't see that. I don't believe in that shit. I don't believe it. I'd rather go there and boo so they know we're there and say, look, I'm here, but I want to change. I'm going to stay here, but I want you to change. Not, I'm not coming. Because you know what? Somebody else is going to get your seats, bro. So, fuck, I've been at my seats way too long to just give them up because we're having bad years. Fuck that. Yeah. But all right. Well, let's go ahead and Alex. Oh, Alex was hitting us up. I didn't even see it till now. I don't know what time that was either. But we're winding down anyway. So I hope you guys enjoyed this little shorter version, even though we almost went 45 minutes. Shorter version, a little get to know you here with Brandon's view _ I'm not gonna do that every time, so I'm just gonna know it. It'll be on the screen. Trust me. When I edit, it'll say Brandon's view, nice and big there for you guys to see it. And like we said earlier, you know where to find us. The My Wilson Podcast on Instagram and Twitter. MyWilsonPodcast@gmail.com. MyWilsonPodcast.com coming soon. Hopefully sooner than later. Merchandise. Yes, people. Merchandise. Merch might start popping its pretty little penny head, out there. So keep an eye out for that. And we're back. Thanks for. I hope you guys enjoyed this shorter show, and I hope you guys missed us, and I hope we didn't disappoint coming back. From a long hiatus, and till next time, I guess.
Sir.
Peace out. Thanks for listening.